I heard one of your free podcasts. I didn't know they were free, by the way, about finding me, finding things and doing things that I was thinking about. And I did. My life has been changing and I don't really know where I'm going, but it's definitely getting better than where I was. Thank you, Ryan. So I just thought that was a little nice to add.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. To the questions. All right. Geez. Jawlogger 81. Dating after divorce, the good, the bad, the ugly about it, married 20 years, and now starting over, best places and things to do to find a new partner.
Yeah, I've had a good experience dating. I'm dating somebody exclusively now. We have been for months now. And so, but even prior to that, I enjoyed dating. I didn't put a whole lot of expectation on anything. I wasn't out there trying to get laid. I wasn't trying to get married. I just wanted to date, and I had a really good experience. I used online dating almost exclusively. That's easy. So easy. All you have to do is be normal. I've heard some crazy stories about guys who are anything but normal. Sure. I'll just say it that way. So yeah, I think the best thing that you can do if you want to get back into the dating market is online dating. To me is the way to go. Obviously you need to learn how to interact with attractive women face to face as well. So what I would suggest is to look for ways to engage with women in non-threatening environments. So at work, that attractive woman who works down the hall, try to engage her, like try to have a conversation. If you get on the elevator and a woman walks in, like think of something that you can say to be able to start a conversation. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get a date or even want a date. It's just good practice. If you're at the grocery store and you're at the same aisle as a woman or the cashier, or talk to her, like try to get her to laugh, try to have a conversation with her. The more that you practice that in non-risky, non-threatening environments, the better you will be able to communicate when you do have a date or you do find somebody who's attractive that you actually would like to potentially date. So I think, and by the way, don't just do it with women, try to connect with men too. If you can strike up conversations, you're 99% ahead of anybody else because nobody else can do that. Yeah. And so I was coming back from our hunt yesterday and a woman got on the elevator and we had a brief conversation. She started asking about what I was doing with the cooler and hunt. She started asking me and my son questions because we're able to strike up a conversation. Like the better you get at that, the better off you'll be. So that's what I would do in the real world. In the digital world, get a good picture taken. Like hire a photographer and get some lifestyle pictures taken of yourself. Okay, don't just do the one in the bathroom or like whatever. Like this, like present yourself in a healthy, good way. Like put your best foot, if you're serious about it, put your best foot forward. So hire a photographer or look for good pictures or ask other women in your life who you're not attracted to. Say, hey, like I'm getting into dating. What do you think about these pictures? Like be honest. And let her be honest with you. That one, you look weird. That one's a bad angle, but those two look really good. And then use the two that she suggested. Set up a good profile. And then here's the biggest thing with online dating, I would say. And this is something I hear a lot is guys just, they don't know how to land the date because they don't ever ask for it. So they'll get on the app and they'll just talk to a woman for days and weeks at a time. It's like, bro, the point is to get a date. Like stop revealing all of your life's experiences and stop asking about all of hers. Like just get to the point where you can get a date. And the beautiful thing about online dating is that's what you're there to do. And also, guys, that's what she's there to do. Yeah, she wants to go out.
It's a given.
So it's so easy. So all you have to do is say, hey, I'd like to take you out. And then what I would suggest on the taking out is you come up with a plan and let her say no if she's not interested. Yeah. But don't ever say, hey, I'd like to take you out this Friday. And she says, yeah, let's do it. And you say, great. What would you like to do? Boring, lame. You just shot yourself in the foot. Now you're not assertive. She's making decisions all day anyways. at work or at home or with her kids, and now you're asking her to make another decision. That's not what a man does. A man says, hey, I'd like to take you out Friday. There's this new restaurant I want to take you to. Or there's this cool concert that, you and I had talked about that you said you really liked in our text that they're actually playing, tonight. Whatever. Like, make a date, plan it, and be assertive. And, whether you go pick her up or meet her there, I don't know. Like, I would suggest, again, I think it's different depending on maybe where you live, but I like picking a woman up for a date that maybe I'm just more traditional. And so I would say that I'd like to pick you up, but if you'd rather meet, I understand. And that's fine too. I let them make that decision, but I plan it. And if they don't want to do it, then they can tell me, but I plan it on something that I think they would like based on the conversations we've had leading up to that point.
Got it. You mentioned it briefly about mindset. Maybe share a little bit about guys looking at dating from a more of a desperate perspective and looking for something, and what kind of mindset would be beneficial.
Well, I mean, you could find that too if you want it, right? I mean, if you just want to go out there and get laid, there's apps. Tinder is obviously notorious for that. There's apps that you can go do that. I don't think that's a healthy way to approach it, but who am I to say what you ought to be doing? I think the mindset is don't go into a date. If you're looking for an actual date with somebody to build and develop a relationship, I wouldn't go in with expectations of anything. If you're going to take a woman out, don't expect that she's your next girlfriend. Don't expect that she's the next wife. Don't expect that you're going to get lucky tonight. Just don't expect any of that. Because what ends up happening is you put so much pressure on yourself to perform that it just comes across as desperate, to your point. It's repulsive. So instead of that, the expectation should be, I think, to enjoy her company. That's it. Like, I'm here to enjoy your company. And I went on a handful of dates where, I enjoyed it, but that's it. No attraction, no desire to have a follow-up date. But there wasn't any weird sense of expectation or obligation. And so, I said goodbye after dinner. And that's another thing is don't plan out everything, just plan out dinner. Because I don't want to be trapped all night long with somebody that I'm not interested in, but I could do dinner.